For a long time, I have been collecting a jar of shiny things. It's full of shiny things. And I thought, maybe I should sort it out. So I have a bunch of other small bags and containers here that I will be putting it into. But for now, let's just focus on getting it emptied. I can hear several things falling on the floor. Well, that's a problem for later me. So let me get the beads out here first. This is my little bag of beads, and there should be a few of those. Basically, what I'm categorizing as a bead is anything that looks sort of pretty that you could probably sew onto something. This also includes buttons and random little gears. I'm not sure whether to include these or not, but I will because they do fulfill my description. This is, I think, from an old earring I had. I'm gonna open the ring because that one goes in a different pile. There we go. Nice. This is a bell. There's quite a lot of bells, so I'm just gonna keep those separate. Maybe not next to the magnets. Something else just fell. This is another bead. Very shiny one. This is not a shiny thing, but it is something. Now this. I had a pair of sneakers that had some sort of patch on it that was covered in these. So, and I think that is when I really started collecting them because they would fall off. That's also what these are, because some of them were sewn directly onto the shoe. So you can see there's a little hole in them. But some of them were put in these little things. So I have both the containers, the little stones without holes, and the stones with holes. I'm only counting these, the stones with holes, as buttons. The other ones can go somewhere else. There are a lot more. Oh, I know what this is. This is an old bracelet. I think I made it, or my sister made it. Ooh, yeah, this one can be broken. I don't have scissors on me, so I'm just gonna have to pull this. Okay, there we go. I had to do that off camera to be able to put enough pressure on it. There we go. Ooh, now these go in my little specific box for those. A piece of chain with a star. Oh, this is a star stud, but some of the actual stud parts of it have broken off, so I can't use it as a stud anymore unless I sew it on something. This goes in the collection of friendly shining things. This is plastic, so I'm not gonna put this in the rest of... No, I am. It counts as a bead, and it's shiny. Well, it counts as a bead by my specific definition of a bead. This one goes there. This is also not a shiny thing. This one goes on my shelf somewhere. Oh, this. My sister made this for me. If you look closely, she was trying to make a little portrait with resin of Kim Kitsuragi from Disco Elysium. This didn't work. This was only a test. But she still gave it to me because she was like, hey, I tried. I think I'm just gonna put this somewhere where I can catch the light. This one's broken, so I don't want to sew it onto anything because that could be quite dangerous. But I might, like, make an ornament chain to put this on. Oh, this one's fun. I love this. I honestly have no idea what this is from because I can tell, okay, it's a smiley face with an open hole, but like, what could this be used for? Where was this sold? What did this fall off that I was able to find it on the street somewhere? You know what I mean? I used to wear it as a necklace. That was back when I was really into quite more minimalist things. Now I like more existential, not existential, materialist, such as this. But then like 20 more. Oh, this. This is a little cat, Daruma. I love it. I am definitely putting this somewhere. I am putting beads and general hangers together because I'm going to be using them for the same purpose, which is sewing them onto things / putting them on necklaces or bracelets. This is an earring, but it's broken, so I gotta very carefully figure out how to get this part of it off without destroying the very delicate wiring that holds it. Technically, it's also a bead like that, but I really like the gold around it. This might be out of focus because I have to use both hands for this. I wish I had a set of pliers that would make this easier. I said it, but it's not gonna be able to remove this part of it without removing the gold part of it. So we shall have to deal with that. I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know why this stick is in my collection, but it's because this shell's glued on the end of it. Not anymore. Now this shell can go in my shell collection, and I can use this to very delicately immediately breaks the stick. Prod this. Forget a pair of pliers, a pair of scissors might do the trick. I know that this is technically not sorting, but for me it is. I got it through. There we go. Oh! And the gold's still on it, because that part wasn't connected to the rest of it. I like that. Cute little bead, and there's still some gold on it without the loop. This is truly the best case scenario. Another bell, but I think I put this one in here because it no longer works. Maybe it never worked? You can see in there, and there's no hole, it's just for show. Oh, but it is pretty. It has a little design on the top. So that one goes in decoration. Wings. There's so much, I'm a little overwhelmed. I found this one. It's a magnet, and it depicts the myth of Saint Christopher carrying baby Jesus. Once again, I don't know what the context of this is. Why would you bring this outside? Why did the person lose it? Why was it in a place that it was easy to be lost? It doesn't seem to be good enough quality to be a souvenir, so it is sort of metal, but a really weak kind of metal. Not great. It's shiny, so it goes on the pile of random shiny things. Buttons. Maybe later, I am realizing I have... I didn't think I got to use this one. Okay, so this is my little pouch that has my discontinued coins on it. So we got, see, what does this say? This is a 5 cent from the time of Queen Juliana. This is 1 cent from the same time. This is 25 cents. This was already during Beatrix. And this one is hard to make out. I think it's just a regular Euro cent, but it looks really old, so it goes in the collection. Euro cents don't really get made anymore. No one uses them. I think somewhere else I have more rare cents, but I have to dig those up somewhere. Anyway, as I was saying, maybe later I will go through and sort the buttons from the beads. I thought I would have very few buttons, so I thought I'd put them in with the beads, but I'm seeing now that I have quite a few buttons and a whole lot of beads. If you're seeing these were a gift from my friend. He went to the beaches of Normandy, and there were shell casings everywhere, and he was like, I know someone who would love these, and I do. Technically, there is a hole on them, so I could string them through, make them something, but I think I'm gonna these with the rest of the garland project. This was a hair clip. Now it is just a weirdly shaped thing, but there's holes in it. But it's too big to be cute on anything, so it also goes on the garland project. I have so many of these. Well, I thought I did, but this is the first one I've seen, so maybe I don't have so many of these. We shall see. I want to grab these feathers, put them over there. Those are quite delicate. I don't want to ruin them by putting them in a pile of stuff. This my sister found for me. She gave it to me, was like, I know that you love to pick up random shiny trash from the street. And I was like, wow, you know me so well. And she was like, you should put it on a choker. And I was like, my name doesn't start with an R though. And she was like, yeah, that makes it funnier. She knows me so well. Maybe if I had like 100 subs, I'll buy pliers. Or probably we have pliers somewhere in the house or in the garage. Just gotta find them. No, did I seriously break it more? Okay. back to my only tool that I have. Okay, I am not getting this off, so it's just gonna have to go on the collection of big things that I can't put anywhere. This is a marble, and it's a very pretty one. And it is going next to my other marble. I have to grab a little bit of gummy, otherwise they fall off my shelves. I used to have a marble collection, I think. I have a lot of memories of playing with marbles, at least. And if I didn't have them, then how else did I play so much with marbles? You know what I mean? I think it's interesting that I've made up a new project, because before this, I was not aware that I had so many big things that I could potentially put on a garland. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, I should make a garland. This is, once again, I don't know what this is. Where did this come from? This was a keychain, but I think it's a little tacky and not in the way that I like. But I do love its face, you know, I don't want to be like, no, you can go to something else. So, garland. Wow, this garland is a great solution for things. This is rose quartz, and this is, I think it's opalite. But I do have to say they don't look like how those stones usually look, so I wouldn't take it too seriously. A mirror. I can probably figure out a way to inset this in in clay or something. And then it can go on the, say with me guys, garland. This was one of my treasures for the longest time. I found this on the street. I loved it. It must have fallen off something. It's still one of my favorite things. A random chain. This one goes on the random chain pile. Together with this random chain. This bell goes over by the bells. This is a keychain ring. Keeping that separate. This is for jewelry. This, I think, counts the most as a random shiny thing. So it is going back in the jar. Here is a magnet, which goes on the magnet pile. I don't know if you could see that, but it is very strong magnet. I don't know where to keep those. I don't like keeping them with the rest of my shiny things because then everything sticks to it. This is one of those, not jawbreakers. It's one of those puzzles, but I can't figure it out. So once again, this is a true random shiny thing. Ooh, I've been looking for this! This is a fake nose ring, but as you can see, it's kind of turning green. And it was turning my nose green as well. But I was looking for it because I was like, maybe I can turn it into a ring or like an earring. Something like that. I think this also counts as a random shiny thing. I don't have the key for this one, but honestly, they shouldn't be too... Oh, I probably do have the key for this one, actually. But there's probably a reason that it's in my shiny jar and not in my lock and key... Oh, there we go. Collection. And that reason is that I thought it was broken, but it's not. To be fair, these are pretty easy to get open with literally anything that's vaguely that shape. You just have to wriggle it around a little bit. Oh, I felt something there. Oh, maybe it's a little harder. I can't do it. Okay, let me practice. I think I got it. Okay, I clearly can't do it with that. Maybe I can do it with one of the other keys I have in my possession. Okay, that one doesn't fit. This one's cute. Okay, fine. I can't lockpick it, but it is not sturdy enough that it could survive bolt cutters, so I wouldn't use it for anything other than a diary. This goes on my functional looking keys and locks pile. And with looking, I mean, yeah, that one was functional, but for example, these tiny little keys that were a gift from someone who knew that I loved keys and little shiny things only look functional. I don't have any idea where they're from. I think this one technically counts as a bead, but I really want to keep it with the rest of this specific collection. I know that I've been putting all of these in here, but I kind of want to keep them separate because these are bronze and these are silver. And it's my collection, so I can do whatever I want. This is not even a shiny thing. but it could be useful for keychains. So I'm gonna keep it, but I am gonna remove this ring. Might have been seeing these all over. I think I'm just gonna put those in a little bag inside the shiny collection until I find a use for them. Because they could function as beads, but they are eyelids. So obviously I could also use them as eyelids, you know. Let me see if I have, oh, well, I don't have a bag, but I do have this little handmade thing. Jar, bowl. It's a bowl. L is for the way you look at me. Not gonna sing more of that because I have no idea if it's copyrighted or not, and I don't want to find out. Ooh. Once again, this was an attempt at a shiny collection far before I had the jar of shiny things. Long before I had the jar of shiny things. This is a little charm. I think my sister made this with my grandma, so I'm gonna keep it intact instead of pouring it open. I think I'm also gonna be throwing all of these little rings away because it would be way easier if I just bought a new bag of them instead of trying to reuse these. Oh my goodness, it's a little leaf. Look. It's adorable. Of most things in this collection, I'm not really surprised to find it, so it's fun to have surprises still. These two count together as random shiny things. Oh, another little hand. This was my lucky charm when I did athletic races when I was a kid. One side says Vertrauen and the other says Globe. I think they mean trust and believe, or faith in German. And I can probably figure out a way to put that on the garland. Amethyst-ish. Okay, let me gather everything more in the center, everything that hasn't been sorted yet. I kind of want to cut this open and use all of the beads for in here, but for now it goes on the big things that I have no use for, / garland section. Little crown, this came from a pencil I had. Strings of beads, but they're falling apart, so... Are they falling apart? This one came off pretty easily. Yes, they are falling apart. I think these are glow in the dark. I already sorted you. You went to the random shiny things. Did you? Maybe you went to trash. I'm keeping you because you're fun looking. Somehow, that did not fall off my bureau. Sorry, my desk. My whole household kind of relies on me to be the person who has random shiny things. And I hold that title with pride. It only happens like once a year that one of them is like, hey, do you have insert shiny thing maybe somewhere? And I'm like, let me see. And usually I have it. And if I don't, I can usually make up a replacement. The other day, my sister's glasses broke. And she doesn't have lenses like I do. So she needed those glasses fixed until she could actually go and fix them somewhere better. So I basically made a little iron thread contraption that held the glasses in place. Honestly, this is just a pretty necklace on its own. Let me see if it fits. It does not fit, but luckily I have just seen a lot of jewelry closings in there, so these just go in here. And I will finish that project another day. This one's broken. It will go in the shiny drawer. Yeah, I definitely have to sort these out in smaller bags. From now on, beads, like actual beads, will go in here. I mean buttons. I said beads, but I meant buttons. Once this whole pile is gone, I'll resort these. This is not a shiny thing, but I'm keeping it anyway. Looks like there's another magnet in here. This has been knotted since I was a kid. I've had this for a long time. Maybe it's time I finally fix that or reuse it in something. There we go. Do want to keep this, so into the shiny jar it goes. It'll inevitably become knotted again, but then I'll just have to take it apart again. Let's see. Is it worth it to go through this entire thing? It'll go into the shiny jar. My nails aren't long enough. Let me use my longer nails. Oh, how I wish you didn't have that ugly heart in the middle of your stomach. This is from one of those really cool, ring armor things, but it was too long for me, so I had to take this piece out so it fit me. So it'll go in random shiny things. This is a ring. This one goes in my jewelry. I would think I'm gonna have to glue all of these because it's not like I can sew them on very easily. I feel like I keep seeing buttons out of the corners of my eyes, like in there, and then I like search for them and I can't find them. Just a tiny glass diamond. What would I even use this in? I already have a big glass diamond. I guess it's going next to that one. This is my star sign. I'm a Scorpio. Recently, however, I learned Scorpions have 8 legs, so I'm assuming that these count as the 8th. Nail. Oh. The thing is, once you get the hang of shiny thing finding, you can't really stop. And you pick up everything even if it's not even pretty, but just shiny. And then sometimes you find treasure, such as this adorable little pin, such as this, such as Lego crab. And sometimes you mostly find stuff like this. You gotta push through that to get the good stuff. Big coin garland. Interested to see how I'll do that. I think this is from a belt. This one's kind of overflowing at the moment, so I don't have anywhere to put the beads and buttons before I sort the rest of them out. Well, right now they're going over there. Although, right now it's just looking like a little bit of a just cogs pile. And now there's a key as well. Oh, look at this! Another coin. This doesn't look like a real coin, it looks like a fake, but it's coin-shaped enough that it goes with the rest of my coins. I know that these are technically also coin-shaped, but shut up. They're colorful. That doesn't count. I said this before, I'll say it again. I am so proud of myself for like really speeding through this. I've been avoiding this for a really long time because I always thought that I would get sentimental and not be able to part with anything, but turns out once you put everything together, a lot of this is just trash. And when you put like the treasure next to the trash, it's quite easy to see the difference, you know? It might not look more organized, but to me it's more organized, okay? This is not even a random shiny thing. Aw, almost. Just gonna see if it fit around another jar I have laying there. Garland. I say garland, probably the whole garland pile is just gonna go back in the shiny things jar. I've been sometimes affectionately and sometimes not affectionately been referred to as a hoarder, but I think that this kind of proves that I'm not a hoarder. You know, if I'm able to part from things, I just take a little longer than other people to let go of things, you know? I need more time to be able to say goodbye to my things. Besides, this is literally the only place in my whole room where I've hoarded stuff. And it's a tiny jar. Okay, it's a relatively small jar. You know what I mean? See if I can bend this back. I can't. Okay. I have a separate jar for these. I'm gonna leave these together until this is cleaner. Okay. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna set up this chain as a perimeter. Okay, only the buttons. You guys are probably so frustrated. You guys see so much more buttons, and meanwhile I'm going, I know that there's a bunch in here, but that I cannot differentiate from these to the other ones. I thought there were more in here. Okay, well this one's definitely too big to go in there anyway. Maybe I need to cut my losses and put all of these separately as well. I really hope that that would get rid of some of the bulk. Well, I guess it did, just not as much as I would have hoped. Technically, I can put these together with these because they're differently shaped enough that I can tell the difference. The rest of this seems pretty small and pretty beads, but I'm gonna have to put them back in here anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to encounter the rest of it that way. Cute! It's so cute! Glad I'm going through this again so I can grab this one. Technically, my room is uneven, right? So all the things should sort of go to the same place, to the lowest point. So that'll make it easier for me to clean that up later on very carefully. Don't want anything to fall off. a tiny little bee. I have an idea. This would be easier with pliers. But I don't have pliers, so this will have to do. Now I have this little chain that was broken, but I fixed it, that I can put all the bells on. And that's why, for me, it's important to have a little collection of these rings, because I can fix chains with them. I don't know how to categorize this. Random shiny. Oh, but obviously I can just keep this chain, and then I have a bunch of really nice rings, and I don't have to keep any of the decrepit ones. I think this is real silver, and I'm not confident enough to throw that away. Ooh, another coin. This one is a quite shiny, regular 5 cents. But once again, cents almost never get used. And this is a pin, so this goes with my brushes. Okay, I'm giving up. I'm grabbing a pair of scissors. Technically, this is a pair of nail clippers, but we never use them for that, so I figured might as well. And closed my bag of beads. And here we go. This is a very shiny fabric, so you can't really see what's inside, but my bag of buttons. Now let me take care of all my bells over here. The smaller ones I will put somewhere else. I must have found all of these together somewhere. They're all very similarly sized, at least, and colored. Once again, who loses a pack of bells? I can't imagine the type of person that would have loose bells in their pockets. I mean, I have loose bells in my pockets, right? But then how did they get them? What place sells loose bells is maybe a better question. I have a great idea. I'm gonna put this on my door so that every time that someone comes in, I'll be able to hear them. Alternatively, I tie them to my shoes and get kidnapped by fairies. Either way, playing around with this many bells feels like asking, oh, this is so fun! Let me tie this to my door real quick. Now, back into the shiny jar goes everything that I was either too big to be considered anything useful, or I just got really emotionally attached to it. Oh, I completely forgot about this bead. It must roll to the side. Okay, one more. I guess all of these can just go in here. I guess I will fold a quick envelope. And I have a little thing that I can put all of these in. These are the shinies that don't have, well, holes in them for me to beat them to things. They're just random shiny things. Specifically diamond shaped / they're for aesthetic is what I mean. Beautiful. It only needs to keep it shut, but it needs to be able to be reopened. Then let me write on this. Beautiful. I love this pen. This one goes with my tiny beads collection. This is my tiny beads collection. Sorry, not beads, shells. My tiny shell collection. There's one stone on top for some reason. Okay, now that I look at it, there's a lot more stones on there. Actually, let me do this now. This is my rock collection, plus one lobster claw. It's empty, don't worry. All of them fit in there, so all of them have to be able to get out as well. These all look to be shells. All the rocks go in here. All the shells go in there. Some of these have holes in them even. I don't know what that is. This one, I'm gonna put it in, but I don't think it'll survive for much longer. As you can see, others have also not made it. Interesting how I took so much out and it's still incredibly full. This is my rock collection. I guess these are not rocks, obviously, but these are rocks that I love. Look at this. There's a hole in it. Isn't that cool? I'm not gonna, talk about my rock collection for too long because then we'll be here for hours, but, oh, I love these. Okay, now we put the chains in the jar as well. This one join its brethren, and that's it for this video, I guess. Meteor and Tiny Lizard signing off. Bye!